This is Into Math for Second Grade, Module 17, Lesson 5. Regrouping with zeros. I can solve three-digit subtraction problems when there are zeros in the number I start with. We're going to start on page 415, so please gather your workbook and a pencil. On page 415, we will start under Step It Out, Part 1. On a farm, there are 800 stalks of corn. There are 595 bean plants. How many more stalks of corn than bean plants are on the farm? So we'll take a look at Part A. Part A asks us to write the number of bean plants to represent the problem. So they have written the stalks of corn, and we can look up in our word problem and find that there are 595 bean plants. So we can go ahead and write that in, 595 into the problem. Part B asks us to draw to show the number you subtract from. The number we are subtracting from is the 800. So we're going to go ahead and draw 8 squares, which each represent the 800 that we are going to use to subtract from. Now let's look at Part C. Look at the number you are subtracting. Decide if you need to regroup. So we're looking at this number here, which we're subtracting, which is 595. And right away, I see some zeros in the ones and the tens. So I know that I'm going to need to regroup. I know this because I have a 0 in the ones column, and I'm going to need to take away 5 from the ones column. And I also have a 0 in the tens column, and I'm going to need to take away 9 from that tens column. So I'm definitely going to need to regroup. Part D asks us to draw to show your regrouping. So I'm going to take the 800 that we have here, this number, and I'm going to draw that here. And then, just like we've done in the past, I'm going to take one of those hundreds, I'm going to cross it out, and I'm going to regroup it into 10 tens. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we know that 100 is actually 10 tens. So I'm not going to have it be 100 anymore. I'm going to break it apart, and now I have 10 tens. I also will need some numbers in the ones column, so I'm actually going to also take one of these groups of tens, cross it out, and I'm going to take that group of 10, and I'm just going to separate it into 10 ones. So now when I look at the number that I have, it says now there are how many hundreds? There are 7 hundreds now. There are how many tens? There are 9 tens. And how many ones do we have now? We have 10 ones. Nice job. That it says turn to the next page to keep working on this problem, which is page 416. On page 416, it says step it out. If you have done the regrouping, now there are 700, 9 tens, and 10 ones. Record this regrouping. So we've crossed out the 800 because we regrouped, and now we're writing the 700, the 9 tens, and the 10 ones above the 800. This is how we record this regrouping. So part F says subtract to solve. So again, we're going to need to write that regrouping above this problem, and then we can go ahead and subtract to solve. You may want to pause right now and try this on your own and come back, or you can follow along with me. 10 take away 5, we know is 5. And then we have 9 take away 9, and we know that is 0. And the last in the hundreds column is 7 take away 5, and we know that is 2. So there are 205 more stalks of corn. Okay, now we're ready to check understanding. You can try this problem on your own and come back and check your answer, or you can follow along with me. A new brick wall is built with 604 bricks. There are 327 light red bricks in the wall. The rest are dark red bricks. How many bricks are dark red? Solve. Okay, so we have 604 bricks, which is our number that we're going to be subtracting from. And we are told that 327 are light bricks color. So that number is going to be here. That's what we're taking away from the total amount of bricks. And what we're looking for is how many are the dark red, because we were told the rest are dark red. So let's go ahead and solve this problem. We always start with the ones column. We have 4, take away 7. Well, we don't have enough to take away 7 from 4, so we'll need to go next door. But we don't have any 10s here, so we can't take one of these 10s and make it into 10 ones because there's nothing here. So we're going to go next door to the hundreds column. When we go to the hundreds column, we see that there are 6 hundreds. So we can go ahead and cross one of those hundreds out, and that means there would be 5 left over. And then one of those hundreds goes over to the tens column, and we have 10 ones coming over. We don't have any other 10s to add it to, so our new number here is 10. But we're still looking for the ones column, so we're going to need to cross off one of these 10s and make this into 9. We're going to take one of those 10s and we're going to bring it over to the ones column. And when we do that, that gives us 10 ones to add to the ones that are here. So 10 plus 4 makes 14. So we're going to go ahead and cross off this 4 and write 14. Now we can subtract 14 ones, subtract 7. So 14 take away 7, that's going to give us the answer of 7. And then we're going to the tens column, 9 take away 2, that's going to give us 7. And then the last part, the hundreds column, 5 take away 3, that's going to give us 2. So the answer is 277 bricks are red. Great job. As always, you can go back and rewatch this video, and you can pause along the way anytime as needed.